Welcome back to our podcast. I'm here today with Boris, who is one of our experts at AIX. Very happy to have you here today, Boris. Please start with some introduction about yourself.
Thank you, Mark, for inviting me. My background has two different sides. On one side, I studied philosophy and visual arts with a teaching degree. Mm-hmm. And on the other side, once I finished my studies and I did a couple of semesters of economics before, I went in sideways into the new economy. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the 90s, it was a situation like we are having now. There's a new technology, it is disruptive, it is going to influence all kinds of businesses. And I was very interested and passionate about it. And I just loved to work with it and started as a community manager and later became a strategist and a freelance conceptor for any kind of content. So working for 20 years in marketing and with agencies, when AI came, I realized that it's the same moment again. Yeah, it's as big as disruptive. Again, I was passionate about it and started to work with generated images very early.
So when was the first time you worked with such images, or the first time you recognized that there is AI now and this is a game-changing technology?
That was early in 22. I realized in 2014-15 that there was something happening with generated images. That time it was all based on GAN, generative adversarial networks. And I got interested in it when the training model shifted to the diffusion model. And I was one of the first beta testers of DALL-E 2. That was when I got hooked on it and then worked with AI images daily. I was one of the first in Germany to do so. I'm very connected in the photography scene. And so I was also the one to ask for interviews, for presentations. And I think I also gave the first workshop on AI-generated images in December 22.
Wow. And what happened since? The last 2 years, I think, was like a speed train or like an airplane fighter. So what happened in the last 2 years when it comes to technology, but especially also you personal, the way you are working?
Well, none of what happened I could have imagined before. As I was in this pole position in Germany to work with the technology, there was a huge of interest starting in December 22 when I had a presentation on AI-generated images that was recorded and in the internet. And then from January 23, I had like 5 requests for interviews a week from German media and first from photo magazines. And because I was involved so early, I decided to make a test in autumn 22 with photo competitions and to hand in generated images just to see if the jury is going to see the difference and if they are aware of the problem. And, the one image I handed in, the electrician, was shortlisted 3 times, and one time it was selected as a winner for the Sony World Photo Awards. And I hoped that they would be interested in starting a conversation about the problems, but they weren't. They just didn't want to make it transparent to the media that it was generated. They didn't want to talk about it, so I refused the award, which generated a gigantic media interest. The image became one of the most well-known images of the year 23, and so many problems that we are facing and will face in the future started to be discussed from that very moment. It's not only talking about what is photography, what is art, but also how can we trust images we see on screens? What is the effect for the journalism and democratic societies? And I have been an expert before, but since April 24, that interest exploded internationally. And it's very hard for me to count how many interviews I've given or how many panel talks, presentations I did. I think I did about 50 workshops on AI-generated images that I continuously improve and develop further.
So what is the main technology? You talked about DALL-E before. What is the main tool you are using for generating images now?
That is always changing because I need to be aware of all the things that happen on the major platforms. So I always jumping between DALL-E, Midjourney, different models of Stable Diffusion, Adobe Firefly, and the features, they have exploded. When I started to teach in December 22, all the features that existed did fit on one PowerPoint slide. And now I need 4. And that continuously, that is really, it's an explosion. It's like a big bang. And it gets more and more difficult to keep up, because the speed of the technological development is not slowing down.
So how is this going to continue? Because you talked now about what has happened in 2 years. So if you look forward the next 3 to 5 years, and you also hinted the challenges of this. So what is going to happen in this area? In general, I mean, not only for the art area, but let's say the whole industry, the whole society. How do you think this will change in the next years?
It's very hard to tell. Usually my answer to questions, to predictions is what happened in the last 2 years I could have not predicted. I was surprised over and over again. And this is going to continue. That's my prediction. Because of the panel talks I've been participating, I now have connections to experts that in the field, like also to people that developed the Stable Diffusion model. And when I talk to them and I ask them, do you think it's going to slow down? The answer is no. And my prediction is everything we have right now is going to become better and better, easier and easier, and we will have more features. If I look back also teaching AI image generating, the basics, they remain. How you structure text prompts, the rules that are attached to text prompts, or the strategies that you can use, they stay the same. And what multiplies is possible ways to find a solution to a problem, where in the past there was possibly no way to do certain things. For example, to have images that contain text. Now you have several platforms and several ways to get there. And this is going to continue. Right now, the main options of generating images is with text or with existing images as material or references. But in the future, we will also be able to upload sound and generate images from that sound file. So these mixes of prompt inputs, they will become more. That is also something that we can predict right now. And if you look back, the progress that was made in image generating is now happening in moving image and in music and sound. It will all continue.
Yeah, I'm convinced about this. So you are currently preparing 2 courses for our platform, both on promptology. Can you say a few words? What is the audience for these courses? What can we learn in your course? And a few words about them, please.
The audience is anyone that is professionally working with images, that can be photographers, designers, art directors, picture editors, educators, and those two workshops concentrate first on really having a deep dive with text, and second, looking at the possibilities to work with images as material and references. And if you have had maximum 40, 50 hours of experience, this is for you. And we start from we build a foundation, the structure that I already mentioned that is going to stay is what you learn in the workshop, and you really learn how to work professionally with text. For me, AI is a knowledge booster. In working with AI, I'm using my experience, my knowledge, and I encourage participants to use their own professional knowledge to make stronger prompts and stronger evaluation and to find their own workflows.
Amazing. Looking forward to the ready courses on our platform. If you see AI in your private life, we talked very much about one field, but I'm sure you are also using a lot of tools in your private life. What are the use cases you are really fascinated of that changed your private life in the past years through ChatGPT or any other program?
Yes, I would like to have more time than 24 hours, to try all of these things out. It's a conundrum, Being an expert for generated images and moving images means right now, just to keep up to speed of the development, I'm going to have a 12-hour day. And I had this for 1.5 years now. I love to play around with music generating. I use ChatGPT for writing texts, for analyzing structures, for summaries. That helps a lot. Also for research here and now. And I know there are so many more options to use AI. I think I would like to participate in some of the other workshops that are on the platform to learn about this, because what I can tell is it's such an explosion of tools and options that it's impossible that one person can be an expert in all the different fields.
No, impossible,
because time is limited, and I would like to have more time. This is my main problem these days, to try out all the things I'm interested in.
Yeah, that is definitely true. The development is going so fast that you can hardly catch everything. What is your...
And it's going to stay like this.
No, definitely, and will go faster. It's impossible to catch everything. What is your advice to people who are completely new to artificial intelligence? So basically what you experienced 2-3 years ago, there are a lot of people, and especially companies, who are still completely out of this development, but they are reading about this and they think, okay, we need to enter the world of AI. What is your advice to those people, and especially companies who want to do the first steps into AI?
I think it's always good to start with a workshop that gives you an overview about what's possible and a structure, so you have a foundation to continue to learn by yourself. I also give participants after the workshop a link list where you can find links that keep you updated from newsletters or certain YouTube tutorials. Because that's very important, that you don't stop, that you start to stay in the loop, to be informed, to try out yourself. And the foundation you get in a workshop, I think that is important, that somebody who already has a lot of experience can give you this overview. Because 2 years ago it was very easy to get that overview by yourself. but now where do you start? Yeah, it's just too much information. How do you differentiate? Yeah, it's very good to have someone that helps you in these first days. And then I say, just do it. Don't wait, and trust your own expertise, and understand AI as a tool that is going to help you. And what you are working with is always your professional expertise and your knowledge. And the more professional background you have, the stronger you can prompt or evaluate. And the more experience you have with those different AI platforms, the stronger your professional lead becomes. Then, and this is how I am working with AI, then you are really like a director or a conductor, and the AI is several team members in one that can help you a lot.
That's a good comparison. What do you think is the biggest reason why so many people are, and especially companies, are not using AI yet? What do you think is the reason for this?
I think it also needs some kind of change management in the company, because it means integrating a new member in the team that is AI, and setting up a structure in which teams in a company can learn, and where knowledge is not lost. The main problem that agencies, for example, have, and I worked a lot with ad and marketing agencies, is how can you create space in the usual working time for AI experts to maintain the expertise? Yeah, there needs to be a day, where you just try out new things and experiment and keep yourself updated. And I recommended to some agencies really to have a prompt battle time on a weekly basis, where in the team you just experiment. And the team needs to be a team that is diverse, that you have experts for certain platforms. It's impossible to be an expert on all platforms. So you need to split it up in the team. And when you are having a job, a task to do, it's very important that this team then identifies which platform is the best to use, which workflow is the best to use. And when you have set up this team and the different team members, how do you build up a structure that the knowledge is not left when a team member is leaving the company and going somewhere else? So if you talk about the structure, there's a lot of stuff to do. I have some recommendations for that. And the positive thing is everybody is facing the same challenges. Yeah. And it needs some time of experimentation to solve this. Yeah, it's like in the old times with the internet, where people said what we are doing is fail forward, and now it's, I think, more not being afraid, to fail, but just integrating and starting and not waiting that it's going to be easier in the future, or that it's going to go away. It won't go away, and it will be only more complex, because features will constantly be released, new features and tools.
So basically, if you don't start now, it will get more and more complicated to start at one point.
Definitely.
What are you telling people who are afraid of AI, that AI could take away their jobs and basically make them redundant? What would be your answer to those people?
Well, I think the majority of jobs will not disappear, but will change in what your actually task is. if we talk about creative jobs, the creative workflow in working with AI has 3 different steps. It's telling the AI what you would like to have generated. This is the prompting part. And the more experience in a certain profession and with AI platforms you have, the better you can do the prompting. Then the AI is generating. You get an outcome. Again, you need to evaluate. Is that good enough? Is something missing? How can I improve the outcome? So you need, again, to use your professional background to evaluate and to fine-tune the text prompt, to start again, do another loop, or change the platform or the workflow. And what I always see in workshops that are mixed, where I have people that are editors or designers or photographers, is that if I give a task that is just design, the designers are excellent in solving it because they know the keywords and the photographers don't know. So trust that you have a certain expertise and professional background. And what I find fascinating working with AI is that older people have a strong advantage.
Why?
But sadly, many people like
why
my
is it like
age.
This? Why do you think that they have an
because
advantage?
you have a professional background. Like I'm in my early 50s now. I've created images for 30 years. I know the keywords. I know references. I have done it for a long time. A student that is 20,
Okay, so he's missing the experience. So your experience in basically checking what the AI did is very valuable.
Yeah, also in prompting, in making a different prompt. And this is what I said before. In working with AI, I work with my knowledge and experience. And the older you are, the more knowledge and experience you have. Yeah,
that's true.
And that is something that is also unique to a new disruptive technology, that older people or more experienced people have an advantage. So I think that should be used.
Yeah. I think this is a perfect final word. Boris, thank you very much for your time, for this great talk, and most importantly, that you are an expert on our AIX platform. I'm really looking forward to your course, and it was really inspiring talking with you.
My pleasure. I'm looking forward to the collaboration.
Thank you.